Entitled Mom Smokes in House, and Almost Kills Daughter. About 5 years ago my sister, who's older than me by a few years, had a daughter. My mother wasn't a good parent, and it seemed to be passed on to my sister. I'm single, and my sister has a fiancé. He's pretty nice, and is not bad at all. For the first few months I helped out a lot with their daughter. I'm an aerospace engineer, and I work from home most of the time. My niece spent most of her days at my house, with her dad picking her up in the evening to take her back to their house. When she was about 4 or 5 months old, her mom held a massive dinner party, which ended with my niece getting very sick. Apparently they had made a fire in the yard and she had gotten smoke inhalation. This coincided with the start of an extremely important business trip for my brother-in-law that he couldn't miss. He didn't want his daughter to be home alone, as he knew his wife would party most of the month he was out. So my niece stayed with me for most of that time, and I grew quite attached to her, and her health made a full recovery. Fast forward to about 3 years ago, my sister's husband divorced her, because she had been so negligent. But RHS court couldn't prove anything, so they both shared custody. About 3 months ago, my niece started kindergarten. But she was kicked out after they learned that she had no vaccines. Not only this, but she got measles. Her dad got her vaccinated in the end, but a following court battle saw her lose custody over her daughter. Her dad couldn't take care of her Monday to Wednesday of most weeks. I ended up having partial custody of her, and made sure she was up to date on all vaccines. About 2 weeks ago we learned that because of the smoke when she was an infant, she had bad asthma. Her mom still was allowed to see her every once in a while, and last week my niece stayed the night at her house for a day. Apparently her and her friends were smoking weed and other things for hours, while my niece was locked up in her room, forced to breathe in the smoke. She passed out from a lack of oxygen, and was taken to the hospital by an ambulance, called by the one responsible person at the party. My sister was arrested for child endangerment and child abuse, and she's probably going to go to prison. As for the other people at the party, none knew until the end that my niece was even there. She should be fine in the end, but we're watching to make sure she's fine in the end.